Why hello there, fellow travelers. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 11, Settling a New Peninsula. Alright, it's jungly, but not like overgrown jungle here. Overgrown jungle would have me worried, because like overgrown jungle is very hard to traverse, and you get ganked and dead easily. It is andesite, so this is the first not granite area. Because every other area so far has just been granite strata below. And I guess we'll start digging. You guys ready to get pulled? So this is essentially the last prospecting for water that I'll be doing. Light fresh water, high bismuth. Okay, so we know the 8 spots. And this is spot 6 for reference. Sort of a flat jungle. Ooh, pineapples. Oh, hello. Wait a minute, you just gave me seeds? You were mature. Is there a special method? Drops when broken, pineapple. Like hell it does. I'm gonna cook up the meat. I know it's gonna get dark. So let's get some food in us. Use the knife? That's too late for that. Usually when it says when broken, it's just you gotta break it. But apparently not. Let's have the seeds. Speaking of knife, I ought to flint up a new one. That's pretty broken. That's pretty broken. That's pretty broken. Alright, let's snap some new tools. Knife blade, axe head, shovel. Wild pineapples only have a chance to drop the fruit? Yeah, I figured as much. I mean, they're very hard to grow IRL. So, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. It was just chance be chance. But thanks for the confirmation. I appreciate it. Alright, tools are back. I guess I have a spare flint axe. Whatever. There we go. Food is good. Spot 6. You guys want to live here. Is that just like because it's the most recent or because it's pretty? I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind either way. It is close to all those lovely mushroom trees and, well, mushroom trees makes it sound like it's a mushroom biome. Next to all the oaks with mushroom on them and the boars. So, I dig it. I dig it. Alright, let's clean up the map. This is going to be new home. And all the other points, I'm going to hide prospecting. All the other points I'm going to get rid of. I think they cleaned it up. That's meteoric iron. Okay, the red clay pin I need to get rid of. Well, unpin it. There we go. So now all that's pinned is new home and old home. Okie doke. Current priority. Go back home and collect stuff. It's probably going to take a few trips. And I'm not going to try to overly organize anything. I want to get everything physically here. And then I'll start building. I want to move out of the old home. And there are some things I can leave behind. Ooh, actually, you know what I just realized? Oh, that's pretty. It might be worth... Are there papyrus nearby? Because if I could get a reed... Yeah, okay. I'm going to try to get a reed basket going on so I can drop some of the seeds I have. So I'm not bringing stuff back to the base and then only having to return here to drop it off. It doesn't make sense. So I'm looking to put some storage here already. Just for plant seeds, at least. It's what, 24, I think, papyrus per basket? Another thing that wouldn't be unreasonable is to get some weir traps going, too. So that upon my return here, there's some fish that I can cook. I know I dropped one papyrus, I just didn't have room for it. The campfire is, like, totally arbitrary. This is not where I'm settling. It's just I can find it again, so I'm putting stuff here. Alright, let's do one more read. And then I'll head on back home. After eating, hydrating, etc. So the next question is, once I intend to make, like, a makeshift, like, cellar, just like I did the last time, which will only serve as a very temporary base until I can put together a more permanent one. And that won't take very long, because that's just, like, dig a little hole, put some dirt, put a door, done. So the follow-up question will be... And this is a question I will be asking you soon. What's the first sort of project to do? So, I'm looking for feedback from you guys, but the idea that I had initially is set up some basic fishing weirs. Beyond just the few sticks I throw into the ground now to make my return trip easier. Set up farming. Or relocate berry bushes. Basically, it's going to involve food, one way or another. So the question I have for you guys is, what should my first food project be? More fishing, farming, or berries? And if you... you know, there's a fourth option, which is working towards butchery tools, but, like, I think I'm going to leave that one off because it's not... It's an actively, not passively... food producing. So I totally don't mind doing butchering and hunting as the second to next project, but not the next project. I think that's reasonable. Before I leave here, I'm just going to put some very basic fishing weirs in. Just so that when I return here, I'm not like starving to death. Okay, where do we put this? There's my old tools. We'll just put it here. There's one. Two. Three. 4. 5. And maybe that will catch some fish for some basic food gain up, upon return. It's not guaranteed to work. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to look up is andesite. Andesite rock can be host for bismuth, tin, chromium, titanium, iron, copper, nickel, zinc, cinnabar, quartz, and itself. Got it. What first food project to undertake? Farming, more fishing, berry bush relocation, or other viewer suggestions. And Cinelipples, thank you for the gifted subs. Cheers. I'll give you 5 minutes on that. You can decide what to do about my dire food needs going forward. So it's very possible I leave like a... Well, we'll see. I want to make as few trips as possible. It's not super far distance-wise. But, ideally, I don't want to have to keep returning. Ooh, let's go south and snake this way. It looks a little flatter. This will be a lot easier to do, in the daytime. It is just about midnight, so I'm not going to have daytime for a bit. Got red clay nearby. Cool. Oh, I left my sticks back there, so I'm starting a new stack of sticks. Or rather, I staked them, I suppose. That would be more accurate. No. Don't want to climb that. Let's double back. Alright, food and water is pretty decent. I don't love being in the dark jungle biome. Be very easy to get ganked by something scary, but ooh, a puffball. Big fat mushroom. I think puffballs have more... Yeah, they have more hydration than normal mushrooms. I don't know if that affects the outcome of a soup, though. I picked a really dumb way to try to get back home. because it's like I'm in a pit right now. It's just hard to traverse the map tile. Oh god, yeah, this is awful. In the dark. So I hopefully will not return back this way. I'll find a better way. Oh my god, it just keeps going. Frickin' cursed. There we go. We're out of that hole. Should be smoother sailing from here on out. This is not a hardcore run. I've already died, what, thrice? Something like that. All the settings and the details are written out already. Holy hell! How am I this high up? I mean, I know I just climbed, but I didn't realize I was like... What the... I'm looking on a plateau? Yep, this is a plateau. This is a plateau. I climbed up a plateau and then... Well, now my progress getting home has plateaued. Shoot. Time to billy goat my way down. The TLDR is, if you ask questions that are, like, already answered in the details, I'm very likely, no offense, just to simply ignore your question, because the answer is already available to you. So, I don't... And I'm not trying to call anyone out, but that's just generally how I roll, which is, if I've provided an answer in the details so that I don't have to repeat myself ad nauseum, I just won't answer, and I'll direct you to the details that have everything written out. I wrote it out so that I would not have to repeat myself ahead of time. What the f... Okay, I need to go around this other plateau, so I need to go southwest. Yeah, I just need daylight. I can barely get home. Most of these mountains are very avoidable if, like, I saw them ahead of time. I would be like, yeah, obviously I'm not going in that direction because it sucks. But I couldn't see ahead of time. Don't mind the puffballs, though. First step is a doozy. Yeah. Just want out of here, guys! Is this the other side? I hope so. Luckily, it's 2 a.m. Pretty soon it will be daybreak. I think I'm back on a plateau. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I might be able to get down. Oh, we got quartz here. I might... Oh, I'm in the red... Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If I head south, I'll be able to get out of this biome and be able to actually traverse the map home within reason. Yeah. My character definitely got some leg gains there. Got calves and quads of steel now. I'm closer to... Ooh. Does this go through? Nope. Well, I don't have any prospecting near here. Actually, yeah, I don't have any prospecting near here, so... While I'm surrounded by rock, might as well prospect. But getting home has been so... slow going, I'm, like, running out of food again. Not worth prospecting. Okie dokie. I think I hear bees. Yeah, I'm gonna assume... I'm pretty sure I hear bees there. All right, now we're moving. Gold drop milk caps are toxic. And I'll call this pull. You guys want me to start farming. I think it's pretty reasonable. Farming is obviously a long-term sustenance goal. It's the easiest way to feed yourself, but like it doesn't yield quick. So I will need to pair that with like other methods of feeding myself, like berry foraging, mushroom foraging, hunting. Jack-o'-lanterns are poisonous too, I guess. No? Yeah, yeah, they're poisonous as well. My automap marking, if it's not poisonous, I would, it would mark on the map. Oh! What kind of snake was that? Coach whip snake. That's not good. I don't know why I'm chasing it. Because coach whips are venomous? Oh, I'll let it go. Let's not get... I've been eating the earthworms I've been grabbing. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna stop grabbing stuff off the ground, because I'm gonna get killed. Earthworm! I read something very interesting recently that I hadn't realized, which is, all earthworms in northern... Oh, hello. Actually, I'm hungry. Oh, your creature weight low, never mind. All earthworms in, northern North America are non-native. Because the last ice age killed all the native ones off. And all the earthworms you find in northern North America are hitchhikers from Europe, essentially. Which I hadn't realized, but pretty cool. They're all invasive. Boy, daytime. Alright, I am not super close to home, but I think it should be very smooth sailing because it's all flat land, more or less. I'll just keep eating worms. I'm hungry enough that it's worth it. Yeah, I didn't know about that about earthworms either. I read it and verified it, and I was like, oh, that's neat. I must say, there's been a distinct lack of berries. I wasn't expecting... Like, in deciduous temperate forests, there's hella berries everywhere. That looked like copper for a second. And I wasn't expecting it to be quite like that. But with that said, they're really just... I mean, luckily I have all these oak trees, which are covered in mushrooms. So it's not been super terrible to forage up food. But I thought it'd be a little bit easier closer to the equator. But I was mistaken. I'm basically out of calories, but we're almost home and I'll just eat a few mushrooms to get me there. Oh, okay. second spot of meteoric iron. If you're wondering, I would need an iron tool to be able to mine that up, so it's not something I could take advantage of for a long time, because iron is not easy to source in Vintage Story. Like, speedrunners in Minecraft can get like an iron pick in like a few minutes, and in Vintage Story it could take you a few days. I mean, if you're lucky, maybe a few hours, but like you're not going to do any faster than like 5-6 hours. Like, it's just not. You don't enter the Iron Age accidentally in Vintage Story, especially not in Homo Sapien mode, because there's not going to be a means to find, because in non-Homo Sapien mode you can find yourself in a situation where I'm sorry, I'm multitasking. My brain can't handle it. In non-Homo Sapien mode, you can find yourself in a situation where you get like old ruins, and then you end up having like lots and lots of tools found in those ruins, which allows you to cut the climb to the Iron Age is like immediately cut in half or whatever, but not here. All right, so I'm gonna make a hearty stew, because I don't care about my hydration. I can just boil water, it's no problem, but I'm gonna need some food. This is probably stew 1 of 2 or something. We'll see. And I want to bring like as little as possible with me. Let's just eat some caviar. The ovulating eggs I threw back into the water, but the other eggs I just ate. So once I've fulfilled my food needs, we'll go and grab as much as we can fit in our pockets for the first run back to the new home. And I'll be pretty choosy about what I take, because if I have to leave it behind, the thinking here is, if it takes me more time to move it from here to the new base, it's not worth taking. If I can just make it from scratch faster. So like a forge, for instance, I can make from scratch fast, so I don't need to bring it. The fired clay vessels, that takes some time. That I invested in. But like the reed baskets here, moving them takes longer than just making new ones. So there's no point. Same with like firewood. So like tools and pottery and the anvil and the molds are probably, well, the molds count as pottery, are probably the only things I'm really reasonably thinking about taking. Ooh, that's some good food. All right. Next, what other foods do I have? 1 fish. I could do a grain porridge. Flax porridge. It's not super fulfilling, but it will fill some of the grain satiety for more HP. The other thing I wanted to take was the charcoal, but I already dug that up. And then seeds. Maybe not all the seeds, but some of the seeds. Especially the flax seeds are important. And then the flax itself. Did I ever make a bucket? No, I couldn't have, because I didn't have a saw blade. But yeah, flax twine. The copper. The tin. Tin bronze. Yeah, so it'll probably be 2 trips, I'd imagine. Something like that. I'll try to mark out a path so that it's easier than the last run, because the last run was like pretty miserable. Hey, Dead Meat Gamer, thank you for the resub. Am I a new Vintage Story player? I am not new, but you're new to the stream at least. So I think it makes sense to leave behind some food here, some stuff I can cook. So let's leave the flint axe behind. I don't think that's reasonable to take. I'm gonna leave the both flint axes, because I don't really need them. The flint knife I'll leave behind. I'm gonna keep the shovel on me, because a shovel might be able to dig my way out of a bad situation. I'm just thinking about, like, the bare necessities. I'll bowl up another of that food. So I'm bringing the pottery with me in a productive way, because I'm, like, taking it in bowl form. Although I know the bowls stack otherwise, but this is like travel food, you think of it that way? And now I have 2 more spots. So I think I'm going to bring one of the storage vessels, because, and the saw, so that I can keep food fresh when I arrive. I don't care about the boards that popped out. So the saw blade will allow me to make a new door. So this is what I'm going with for first trip. Also stack my torches and take the anvil. Okay, this is a pretty good first trip. Maybe what we'll do is take one of the food vessels in lieu of one of these bowls of food. So I have a bowl of food sitting behind. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And I'll take a cooking pot so that I can cook on the other side too. And I can stack the cooking pots. Actually, you know what? Let's take all 4 cooking pots. I don't want to put the torch in the offhand because it'll just make me hungrier, which then makes the trip harder. I know it would save space if I put, like, tongs or torch there, but... No, maybe I will. And then I'll just have more room. Oh. Well, that didn't help. Trying to put that in my offhand, I just, like, threw on the ground and burnt them out. In fact, what time is it? It's 10 in the morning? I don't think I need torches. I'm gonna leave them behind. So... Where's my hammer? Tongs are, like, actually pretty cheap to make, but I can stick them in my offhammer, so... Or my offhand, rather, so it's like a free slot. There we go. Now we're moving. I know I look a little weird running around with tongs, but... Makes sense. So, marking my path back... I am going to want to keep south. So I'm going to create a waypoint icon to aim for, because I want to avoid this plateau area and go here and then up. I think that will be a better path. So I want to find a path that I can replicate, so the trip there and back isn't so annoying, because it was really bad last run. I climbed a whole bunch of pointless mountains because I was staggering around in the dark. This is just so much easier to move now. It was mostly out of stubbornness that I didn't want to, like, pause the clock or, like, try to get to sleep. Because until I have easier sources of food, sleeping is, if I'm not hurt, sleeping is kind of a waste of food. I don't think we are going to really need a tunnel. I mean, we might want to have easier path traversal around where we live, but I don't need to return to this original base more than once or twice. Which means there's not a value in the tunnel, because there's nothing special about that original spot. I just threw a mud shack together. That's all that it was to me. You know, you guys, where's your bamboo? I'm sorry, I scared you. Gonna mark down that their boar spot here as well. Once we start farming, what I'm probably gonna want to do is to then hunt and make tannin barrels so that I can start leather working. Because even if I'm not necessarily going to go and get myself like bronze armor, leather clothing is somewhat protective and it doesn't slow you down. And then leather also allows you to make like backpacks and a whole lot of other stuff. There's tons made of leather, but leather is a lengthier, not as lengthy as farming, but a rather lengthy process that I'd like to start sooner or later than later. So that will be what okay, that's just a boar. That'll be one of the, oh shoot, I got too close to you. Oh no, you're just minding your own business. That'll be one of the next things I endeavor to do, is to get some tanning barrels going, and then get primitive primitive butchering going as well. So this waypoint was very, very easy to traverse to. And then I just have to go northwest from here, and I think we're home. I just didn't know in the dark that this was the best path. Yeah, it looks pretty flat all the way out to the coast. Oh yeah, so much easier. This was completely a non-issue. We're basically there, and I didn't have to climb anything. Oh, that was a very small porridge bowl. Actually, now that I have a free slot, let's take the tongs out of the offhand, because it makes me hungry. Why the big move? I had always stated that I wanted to be near the coast for salt, because salt is a very good way to keep food preserved. Where I was not like easily terrain traversable, and there wasn't a lot of strategic resources in the nearby area, so there wasn't a lot of value in staying where I was. So right from the start, I had essentially stated it was not a permanent base location. I never intended it to be, so that's why we left it. Some of the things, like all the things that don't need to be in a storage I can have on the ground to save for space. Even the tongs, I could lean them up against a tree. No, well, apparently not. I could lean them against a dirt block. Hammer. Saw blade. Okay. I have, let's see if I can make a quick meal. Seems I can. So I'll make a quick meal and then we'll do a return trip. So I'll make some fish stew. Can I probably need a knife. Yeah, I need a knife. It's fine. If I'm quick, the return trip, I should still have, like, daylight, which is really all that matters to me. But now that I have, like, a waypoint, I don't think the return trip's going to be obnoxious, regardless. Oh, caviar. Yoink. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for any backseating. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.